Recognize it? You know it?
I know it.
She's got her dance down. I only have one move. It's not very exciting.
How is it?
That's my move. That's my move. Oh, we love it. Thanks, Destiny. So, Dimitri Downing here, back with MJ Unshackled, still in Berlin for MITA's podcast, introducing you to some of the most knowledgeable, intelligent individuals in the cannabis industry and the companies that they're working with and the companies that they represent. So, I'm Dimitri again, here with my co-host.
I'm Destiny Nicole Blanco.
And we thank you for joining us. And we are thrilled to be joined by my friend, my new friend, because I'm just getting to know him, Thiago Casar. Welcome.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
And Thiago Casar is the owner of CANSATIVA?
Well, actually not. So I wished I would be, but I'm a first employee, and happy to be part of it. And joining as the first employee in 2019, when Germany was basically still a very small market. Was an exciting time.
Well, we like
probably more exciting to be here for the next 2 years or 3 years.
We want to talk about CANSATIVA and everything you guys are and what you guys do. But first, we want to talk a little bit about you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about you. Tiago, where are you from?
So I'm from Germany, but I have a Brazilian mother. That's why my name is not very German. Thiago is like my Brazilian name. And I was born here close to Cologne. So that's one of the cities with the best beer in Germany.
Yeah, how tall are you?
2 meters.
Yeah, I noticed that when you walked up here. Now, we'll get into the whole cannabis stuff in a second here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but little squirrel, Brazilian, Germany, 2 meters, soccer, football. Do you play?
I play, and actually it was always tough. Like the World Championship, there were a final, Germany against Brazil, and like father for Germany, mother for Brazil was kind of tricky. And then there was a 7-1 game, which was not.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm fine. I'm always a winner, right?
Wait, you lost too.
So, but if you're in Brazil, people talk about it. If you say you're German, they still remember this game.
But you were like genetically engineered to play soccer, like Brazilian, Germany. I mean, 2 meters.
I lack the talent there, but I play volleyball, which with 2 meters is also kind of fun.
I'm just a huge soccer guy, but I thought I'd throw that out there and see what was going on. Thiago, back to who you are and how you got into cannabis. Before cannabis, what were you doing?
So basically, I always wanted to become a manager of car companies. So I wanted to be like in the automotive industry. So completely different strategy.
You
so
have to get a little bit closer because of the rave going on in the background.
Okay. so I wanted to work with cars. So automotive management. So I worked at Porsche, Audi, and like typical German companies, right?
No, just typical Porsche, Audi. Yeah, sure. I'm an American. We have like Ford and Chevy. You guys have the Porsche, Audi,
GM,
BMW, Mercedes. The little car companies.
He's over here bougie.
Yeah, you were working in the car companies.
Yeah. So and that's basically how I met my boss and the founder of CANSATIVA, because he was also in the end at Volkswagen in the in-house consulting there.
Okay.
So and then I thought, like, if he leaves his really good track record career there. It must be something special with this company. And back in the days, it was like not a big market yet.
Right.
So I think it turned out to be a right decision.
So you left in 2019 to be employee number 1 at CANSATIVA, which is kind of a cool thing. And how many employees does CANSATIVA now have?
I think we reached 50 or something like that.
50?
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
and one day we'll have 500, and we'll be back here having this conversation. And maybe you'll be retired, maybe you'll still be employee number 1. You'll always be employee number 1. So your background, you went to university for?
Yeah, I studied economics actually, and then did a management master. Yeah, so it was a nice time and also helped me. I think it's always about unit economics in the end in many industries and also in our industry. So I think that's a solid background. Yeah, spent 1 semester in Rio de Janeiro, which was also nice as an experience. So that's about my background.
So my guess is that you probably do everything at CANSATIVA, but you're probably brought in for one particular reason and
It was business development.
business
but
development.
As you mentioned in startups, it's almost always like this. Like so I had like SAP integration and whatever sales topics. So it's not just like in the end everything is also kind of business development, right? In a young company.
Right. So you're the kind of the go-to guy at CANSATIVA, and people can contact you for just about any element of the company.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, right now we grew and like more people joined. So what I know,
He's like, don't contact me. Don't.
He's
I
like,
have
I'm not
people.
the guy.
I have people you talk to. Contact
no,
them.
but it's to be honest, it's really nice that we get a lot of requests from all around the world because we are basically like most famous and well-positioned importer and distributor for cannabis in Germany. So very interesting time and a very international community, right? So also here at the event, people from all around the world approach us.
Yeah, and let's talk about the event in a second. But you made a nice segue transition. What is CANSATIVA? Because you just teased it with the distributorship.
So basically, we are pharmacy's best friend in Germany. So
Pharmacy's best friend.
that's, I mean, actually our slogan is "We enable cannabis," right? So on all
We
different levels.
Enable cannabis. Okay, I got that. I'm listening.
Yeah, and I mean, this means, for example, we have the broadest product portfolio in the German market by far, which is also kind of like business development topic. Like we approach people that have their own brand and say, look, let us act as your distributor because we like have a superior service level towards pharmacies. And that is basically how we started. And then we even won the tender process, so we are the exclusive distributor of German cannabis, like cannabis grown in Germany. Medical cannabis is like permitted to grow up to 2.6 tons, I think, per year. And this is exclusively distributed by CANSATIVA.
That's a lot.
Good God, that's a great company. The exclusive distributor of cannabis in Germany.
Of nationally grown. So
German
obviously
grown.
we also have like imported products, but we also have by far the widest range of products for white label or branded products, right?
You guys are also allowed to distribute international products if you want to.
Sure. So basically we also
do you?
export. Yeah, so what we do is we export from Germany to other European countries so far. We get so many requests that we have to prioritize at the moment, but I think in the long run we also will export to other like large markets outside the European Union.
This is hemp CBD products, THC?
So this is all narcotics, THC products, flowers, extracts, isolates.
Wow.
Dude, that's impressive. I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I'm now realize I'm talking to one of the most important men in German cannabis.
I mean,
Currently.
Yeah, so we are kind of spider in the web because we
I just
know
thought he
all
was
the
a good
players.
soccer player.
Yeah. No, but unfortunately, I'm really terrible soccer player. I didn't want to
kidding,
mention
I'm
it
just
in the
kidding.
beginning, but yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all right. We forgot about it.
Yeah.
We're
No.
all
Forgotten.
about truth, transparency, but certainly, and honestly, people trust us. But I'm certain I have 10 years of experience in how supply chain works and market structure works. And right now, I mean, it's an honor to have you sitting here because people listening to this are like, I want to meet that man. I want to know that man. So, I mean, your company as well is also one of the most important
I
ones.
mean, obviously, there are so many great talents at CANSATIVA, so it's not just me, right? So,
Of
but
course.
obviously, but I mean, the good thing about it is we know all the players in the market, so we know which player probably needs a new product, which could be a white label product that someone else produced and so forth. So we can match supply and demand. We know better than everybody else what is going on the market in terms of quantities, prices, and so forth, because it's kind of not transparent, right? So you know about the patients that are covered by health insurance in Germany, so
Yeah,
that are the
love that.
official numbers. But you have also a large fraction of the market that is patients that pay out of their own pocket. Nobody knows that numbers so concrete like we do, right? So we know some data that nobody else knows. And that's, I think, very helpful for players from around the world that want to enter to the market.
How many cultivators are there in Germany?
Sorry?
So you work with all the cultivators.
Yeah, there are just 3.
Just 3 cultivators right now. And then are they giving out more licenses? Are they looking at that?
So this is for the next 4 years, or I think it was designed as a 4-year project. So in near future there won't be any new suppliers or cultivators.
And how many, I guess, pharmacies are there that are supplied
So
to?
that's also, yeah, I mean, you have a bit less than 20,000 pharmacies in Germany, right? So that's also important to know for many players, but just a little fraction of those. So not even half of those have ever dealt with medical cannabis, and when it comes to flowers and so forth, the market is highly concentrated. So you have pharmacies that have a large online distribution and so forth, and they capture like significant market share. So it's more concentrated. But that's what we also like about our market position is there are a lot of smaller pharmacies that have a patient that comes once a month with one prescription, right? And they regularly buy product, and that are the ones that we concentrate on to offer the best service, that they stay with us once the market grows, and I mean that will happen, right? They will order more, and they get all the products they need at CANSATIVA. They don't have to worry about and have all this stress involved with like having a new supplier. They also have to qualify us, we have to qualify them. Germany is quite bureaucratic in some ways, right? So that's what we do.
Your founder's name, what's his name?
Benedict and Jacob, they are 2 brothers,
right?
Sons brothers. They're very famous here in Germany, and they hold speeches and so forth. So all the listeners probably will know them from LinkedIn.
Benedict and Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the German cannabis market. This is my first venture over here and understanding it.
Yeah.
I'm an
the Sons brothers is always called.
The Sons brothers. Yeah. No. This is good. This is good information for me. It's good. It's good that I'm ignorant, so I can help others. You know.
Sure.
I need to be taught myself.
I think I like this content here. I mean, I would like to have that about like all the other European markets that open up right now, because it's kind of difficult from outside to understand how does the market work, what are like expectations to be like realistic, because you read a lot, and it's better to hear from like experts from those markets, their opinion.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good
I could
project
go down certain channels and ask you some really in-depth probing questions about what you guys do and how you do it and why you do it. But it's better that people know, and we try to keep these short, so like 15 minutes. Like this is the guy. This is the company.
Yeah.
You want to learn, you want to understand, just call them to get into the more nitty-gritty. Because people only watch things for 10, 15 minutes anyways now.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Like 12 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So we're like...
You know what I watch? What I really like to watch is like 6 hours long video. It's like every year the like shareholder meeting of Berkshire Hathaway, like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, those old guys sitting there. Like it's like a 4-hour or something stream, and I like to watch that. And I think I'm probably one of the few. After 12 meetings, people probably switch it off.
Sit there for 4 hours and watch that?
No, I just have it like on my phone, and then I like watch like 15 minutes when I'm sitting in the train or in the cab or something, and then over a month or 2 month period I watch the entire one. And it's so funny because they like old guys making jokes, and and you don't read about it. That's a bad thing about like all the like short videos, right? You learn so much more if you watch the entire thing, right? You can connect the dots way better than someone just cutting it into a 5-minute best of.
And so, what's your guys' website?
So it's CANSATIVA, CANSATIVA.de.
And there's a lot of information on there about what you guys do.
All what you need to know, and also all press and digital content. And that's actually also for pharmacies the place where they can get whatever information they need.
Or you can just look at the lanyard.
Yeah, we were a main sponsor of this event here, so people like run around always with like our logo, and I'm always worried, is it some like colleague or?
No, that's funny.
Like, oh, new employee.
So things are going to change for you guys as the regulations change. Are you guys nervous, worried, or how do you stay on top of that stuff?
Or we are excited, actually. I think it's more happy to see what is coming, because it's going to be good for us, because coming from a 15 to 20 ton market, medical market, seeing recreational market somewhere like illegal black market somewhere between 400 to 800 tons is exciting.
Yeah. So and they'll use the same existing supply chain, you think?
So there are very
kinda what happens in the
discussions
States.
going on about that, but I think if you want to have really a better product than the black market, and you want to ensure, and that's what politicians want, right, that people get a clean, safe product, you should have strict regulation to a certain degree. So probably GMP, which is like very tough. EU GMP is like medical cannabis certification, is a bit too tough and too strict for a recreational market, but at least let's say something similar where you have similar processes, GDP for transportation and so forth could be thinkable. Yeah.
If they use the same supply chain, something similar too, and you guys are the big distributor here in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, I am employee number 51.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, call me.
Yeah.
I will be employee number 51.
Yeah.
I will be an independent contractor employee working for a small percentage, and I will bring you all the brands in the United States that belong in Germany. And you guys will continue to thrive, and I will make a lot of friends in the United States with some of these brands, and we will have a very lucrative business venture.
You of course, if you have like your small margin on every deal, should be a profitable one.
I am not a greedy man, but that would be a great business.
No, but
model.
honestly, I really think so many brands are out there, and perhaps German people will like it, right? So why not? And I mean, in the recreational world, it's going to be probably easier to access the market than right now, because I mean, certification for medical cannabis supply chain is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And you need to have stability data on your primary packaging, and you need to have all the certificates in place and so forth. This will probably be a bit easier. And the good thing about it is CANSATIVA can process as well. We have our own infrastructure, so you just ship over your bulk product and we take care of the rest.
Nice.
We got to keep in contact, and definitely, because I do some little business here on the side and stuff too. Yeah,
and by the way, you guys made the best like pre-party of the was probably the highlight of the whole conference.
Thank you. The rooftop party.
Oh,
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Well, next Berlin 2023, we should do the co-host the pre-party.
Think about that. That's a plan.
Then it will be your pre-party, CANSATIVA.
Yeah, and we should take care a bit of, let's say, we have to be honest, like some more food on the conference, right? Because people are paying a lot of like for their
food
tickets.
here?
Yeah, and there's nothing, and also the after party was a bit of like, you could have expected more, right? So next year there's always room for improvement.
I like it's a nice vibe. There's a good spirit. There's a lot of activity. I like the fact that you want to improve things. It's good. When you come to the United States?
Perhaps at the Las Vegas conference. I think it's November.
Las Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, probably, but it's not clear yet. I mean, it's always very spontaneous at the moment, planning. Yeah, but that should be a nice event.
If I were you, I would come kind of knowing what's going to happen, because depending on the regulations and stuff. But regardless of the regulations, you're well positioned. I'd come out to MJ Unpacked. I definitely would. Look into the MJ Unpacked conference and give me a call.
That'd be a good one for you.
I'll make sure your company's taken care of as guests, and you'll meet a lot of good people. A lot of good people.
Sounds like a plan.
And then MJ BizCon, of course, is good too. MJ BizCon's kind of mandatory. You got to just be out there the week, meet a lot of people. But I look forward to getting to know you better. I'm sure you have a lot of great American partners already. Do you?
I mean, I know some of the famous retail brands there, but I mean, you don't have any American, like US American product on the market here yet.
Yet?
Not at all.
Yeah, but for example, like cookies. You should be cookies distributor.
Yeah, I know Parker. And
so you know Parker?
Yeah. So I agree, cookies is an interesting brand.
Yeah.
And I think German people will like it as well, right?
And
I was in Canada 2 weeks ago, and I realized, okay, how cool is that if you're in a dispensary and you have like all those different branded cookie products, and you can think of, okay, what's my mood today? So kind of, right? That's so cool. You don't have it here. Right? It's such a stressful, expensive process to register a product. You don't have that kind of product just for the season, or
like vape pens and stuff.
Yeah, that's
cartridges.
also not in the pharmacy. Yeah, we have flowers, we have extracts, we have isolates, and what we also have is like finished pharmaceuticals, Sativex and so forth.
Ultimately, an industry has to be developed around the patients and the consumers and their interests, and what they want is choice. The German people want the best cannabis brands, and I hope Germany.
CANSATIVA is happy to assist, right?
Right, and you guys are right in the middle of it now. and I hope Germany has a robust, competitive market where the brands are developed here. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If 10, 20 types of vape pens are developed in Germany, they won't have good vape pens. We have 5,000 vape pen companies in America. There's vape pen companies leapfrogging each other all the time. The German consumer and patient, eventually in the recreational market, will want that brand of vape pen out of California. And they need to come to you and talk to you to get over here. And they need to set up regulations so that you can bring them over. And I love it. And I'll help you.
I'm very happy about that. And I was in California as a student. I remember that, and like first time, like the medical cannabis doctors there and so forth. Actually, Venice Beach was it, right? And like got a product experience that I haven't had here before, right? So, and I think this happened to many other Germans as well, and they probably want to try out what your Americans are already like living. Yeah.
No, this is exciting. I mean, we could talk for hours, but I know you got to go back to your beautiful booth over there, and we're glad to give people a nibble about who you are and how incredible and interesting your company is. Unfortunately, you won't be recruited to the Brazilian or German national soccer team based on this interview.
Would be a surprise, right?
I would have
and probably if I would play for Germany, it would be a 7-1 for Brazil.
Yeah, no, I mean you would think that.
Admit it.
Now admit this: when you were a little kid, people were like, "You're going to be a great soccer player."
I don't think so. You could see it already, right? So I was always like not willing to run all the like fight for every ball.
He's like, I'm not a runner.
Yeah. I was always interested in cars only, right? So
cars. Well, that's awesome. Well, again, it's a pleasure to meet you, Dimitri.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Destiny.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
And
we'll be doing
stuff together. It'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.